Good morning. I'm in Antibes, France, and this is one of my favorite places in the world. I'm here both for pleasure and for work. I'm meeting with some clients and some of my fellow co-brokers, and we're going to be spending some time together brainstorming about how to do things. I want to first this week acknowledge everybody both in New York as well as around the country. Whether you're an individual broker or whether you're an amazing team, I just want to congratulate you. And for those who I've worked with, I just want to say thank you so much. As a broker, you're going to see a lot of your feeds this week, whether it's Instagram or Facebook. You're going to see all these real trends, the number 1, the number 25, the number 45, the number 500. And if you're in that group, amazing. I want to congratulate you because you have done something amazing to get in the top 2,000 brokers in the country, or the top 1.5%. And I just want to say this to everyone who is not on the real trends. Every market has its ups and downs, but after many years of going up, a lot of markets are going sideways or down. And the industry has been extremely challenging in the last few years for many people in different markets, to whether it's our commission structures or other laws that may interact, whether our ChatGPT or AI is going to transform our business. The thing that I've learned over time is that no matter what, we have to adapt to change and pivot. I've been in this business 25 years, and I've also noticed from life that no matter how great we think something is, no matter how much we think we figured out the secret, life always has a way of just coming and saying, hey, by the way, here's another thing you didn't think about, or here's a new technology that's going to transform how you do business, or hey, by the way, you know that competitor you had? They just took those last 5 listings you wanted. And it's really easy sometimes when we have it all working out to suddenly, when it's not working out, to sort of go back into our heads and go into a negative space. And I know from personal experience, in those years where the market changes or where the family crisis happens or I lose someone, those things affect my business. And so when I look back on my career, there have been times where my star was rising. There were times when the market shifted or something changed in my life that caused things to change. And suddenly my star didn't feel like it was rising anymore. And I thought, whoa, it's all over. In 2018, the volume went down of deals. My personal volume just plummeted. All these listings I had that I thought were going to sell, many of them did not sell. Some of them went to other brokers. Some of them got rented. And all of a sudden I was at the end of the year with a big credit card bill, taxes that I owed, and I really didn't have very much cash left in the bank. And suddenly 2020 hit. And I was kind of back up against the wall. And I had one small deal I was working on, and that deal, the brokers were not that cooperative. And so it made this 3-month process extremely arduous and contentious. And it was really pushed me to the wall. And I was looking at an empty bank account and all that we had during the COVID pandemic lockdown. And that moment, though, I'm super grateful for, because without the noise of being in the office and feeling I have to compete with everyone else around me, I was left with myself. And so I had a moment where with my client on the phone, we were talking about all these things and we had to kind of file a legal paper with this client to get things moving, and we did. And it all turned out fine. But in that moment, I said, from this point forward, I've decided that this will be the focus of my business going forward. These are the types of properties I'd like to work on. And I will say yes and work with other people, but I will also bring others to work with me so I can really focus on what is the business that I want to focus on. And then at the same time, mentor others so they can rise up in the industry. And then my clients who work with me at a different level can also feel valued and not feel like they have to go somewhere else. But at the same time, I can really recognize where's my highest and best use of time. And what I had to give up was I had to give up the idea that I had to be everywhere and everything to everyone. I had to give up the idea that if I wasn't intimately involved in every moment of every deal, that somehow I wasn't special or important. I had to give up the idea that delegating was actually going to bring my business down. And I had to give up the idea that somehow if I didn't show up everywhere every day, that I wasn't delivering for my clients. If we look at really successful businesses, the CEOs are not everywhere every time. There are teams for various areas. Those are the people that support the business. And yet as brokers, we come from customer service backgrounds, many of us. And so we care about our clients and we want to be everywhere for everyone. But that's not how it works. We can't be our best business person if we're trying to be everything. If we are the cleaning lady, if we are the stager, if we are all of these things, all of which I've done. And I'm not saying don't do it, because not all the clients have budgets. When we're at a lower budget or a lower price point, it's important we have to do a lot of this. But I still say, find others to do the things that you don't have to do so that you can focus your best time in your daily life on either your life, your business, or what it is you want to do to grow. And how you pivot is so important. Again, here we are in a moment where everyone's going to come out this week and say, I did really well. If you have, congratulations. And I'm really grateful to be part of that group with you. However, I also know that when I've spoken at conventions or I've met with other brokers or I see people on Facebook, there are times when these accolades can also, as much as we want to be inspired by it, I know from my own experience, that they can also trigger us and make us feel like we're not good enough. For you who are sitting at home, if you're watching this or if you have a friend who you think might benefit, please send this to them. Know that you are enough. You are enough wholly as you are right now. You have all the tools you need to go out there and be the best you can be. And you can also decide if you want to be the number one broker or you want to be the number one husband or wife or father or mother or son or daughter to your family in this moment or next year or the year after. Life is a series of balances between our work and our life and our joy. And we cannot always be everything to just one thing and think we're going to be there for everybody else. But we have to choose, what is it that we want to be best at? Is it work? Is it life? Is it a balance of the three? And sometimes there are trade-offs. But I want you to know that 3 years ago or 4 years ago, I was sitting there with my back against the wall. I was filing for unemployment for the first time in my life. I had no money in the bank, or virtually no money in the bank, and I had huge bills. And I still said, I cannot, from this place of fear, create. So I have to accept what is. I have to put aside my fear. And I have to get back into my creativity. And I can't be afraid of the world. I have to actually embrace the change. So if you feel like someone stole your secret because the market changed, you're in LA, 5% taxes came in and that stopped the market, or you're worried about the broker commissions, or you're worried about this or that, or the MLS or ChatGPT, you can't feel like you can keep up with it, and half the time I can't. Lower the volume on the noise, get back within and ask yourself, what can I do today? What one thing can I do today or this week where I can reach out maybe to the 20 people that I know love and value me as a broker and as a person, and that can help me deliver on what I'm trying to do for my life and my future. Don't let the naysayers bring you down. You've got everything it takes to bring you forward, and that journey is not going to be from here to here in 1 minute. It never is. Change takes time. Pivoting takes time. But if you allow yourself to dive into the pivot, as opposed to just dive into the escape, which most of us do every day by doom scrolling or checking our news, you then allow the creativity to show up. And creativity comes from love. Creativity comes from a place of expansion versus fear, which is contraction. We can all be motivated a bit by fear, but I believe in creativity as being the key to creating our future and saying, this is what I want. This is how I'm going to go get it. And then focus every single day on how you get from A to B. Same as a pilot. A pilot gets on, they do their checklist every single time they check that plane. There's going to be different wind, there's going to be different storms. They still have to figure out a way around those storms to get their passengers to the destination. Your passengers are your clients. Be the pilot of your plane and say, what is my plane? How do I want to get there? And how do I get my clients there? And the best advisor you can be is the one who's not trying to make a sale, the one who's actually giving the clients detached advice that says, in my opinion, here's how this is going to roll out. If you do A, here's the pluses and minuses. If you do B, here's the pluses and minuses. It's your choice. Which way would you like to go? But most importantly, how do you be the pilot of both your life, your family's life, and that of your clients, and steer them in the right direction? Congratulations to all the Real Trend winners. And if you aren't one right now, or you were, or maybe you're not this year, remember, life has a series of ups and downs. Have faith in yourself. Keep staying curious, keep going after what you want, because everyone has the opportunity. You do have the ability to rise back up. That is life. Life is about how do we get up, not how we fall. So don't worry where you are. Just how can you take the step today to make yourself move forward with love, with gratefulness, having the strength to know you have what it takes to be the best you can be at any point in time. I wish you the best. This is Tony Sargent at Compass. And if you think this will help someone in your circle of friends or brokers or life or entrepreneurs, feel free to share it with them. Thanks. Bye.